Hello, Mark.
Hello there.
Nice to have you for the interview.
Yeah,
How do you feel to be back for the third time in Paris today?
I'm thrilled. Yeah, and we're excited, especially more probably than ever, just because it's the first time we're here representing the new album, which we've been waiting forever to put out, and now it's out fast. Well, it will be out April 27th, I believe it is. So yeah, it's great to be back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't wait to play live here again, though.
Having a promo trip like this, is it the first time you are working like that with a record company?
Absolutely, and it's been a blessing. Thank you so very much. Yeah. So, yes. Sorry, just needed my tea. All right. Yeah. I mean, we had, with the earlier albums when it came out, with some of the labels we were with, they just didn't really know how to market us, especially by Act 3. That's the first time we got picked up by Geffen, and they didn't really have any bands like us. It was more like the lighter side of metal. There was definitely no metal bands they had, and they didn't even really know how to market us. I mean, at that time, and they even hired an outside publicity firm, and it's just it was just nothing like this. Nuclear Blast has been amazing, and everyone from the owner of the label to people at the front desk are metal fans and Death Angel fans nonetheless, which helps because they have a vested interest and they have an emotional interest, and they want it to do good, which makes us want to do good, and we're so proud of proud of the album, and we want to work hard for it. So we'll do whatever. And I think what's good about them is they make the bands feel special, and they also, more than that, they make the fans feel special. And because with their mail order, with everything, they're great. Yeah.
Okay. During the comeback to sign a record deal, did you thought about contacting Geffen once again?
Not really. Not even really. We didn't even really go out of our way to contact anyone. Labels came to us, which was nice. So yeah, we wanted, we settled with Nuclear Blast. They were the ones who had, they wanted it the most, and we wanted to, give them the most out of it, because they were showing up at live shows and showing their enthusiasm, and just, it's been a blessing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so considering the return of the band, did you stop every activities you had during the kind of breakup? Mm-hmm. I suppose you had to work.
Yeah, I had to work.
By now, can you say that you are living thanks to the band?
We've been so busy that it's pretty hard to hold a job, even, to tell you the truth. So, but thanks to right now, I'm not really working. Band's pretty much my main way of living right now, for the time being, and I don't take any moment of that for granted. So, very happy and very proud. Yeah.
Okay, so The Art of Dying, the new album. Everything is joyful listening to this CD.
Yeah.
So, was it a joyful period while composing and recording?
Absolutely. I mean, and it was done. We wrote it fast. We wrote a lot of it on the road, on tour, and a lot of it right when we got back from tour. And so it's just got this lively, urgent, sound. And since we were on tour, how much fun we were having on stage, and just that tightness and chemistry, I think, came across in the writing, and definitely while we were recording. It's probably the most enjoyable studio experience I've ever had from any of the albums. Definitely.
Did you felt there was a kind of pressure to be back and to have to present a new album?
I definitely, there's going to be pressure just because, there's going to be people that are skeptical because the 3 albums, we had 3 albums and stopped at our peak. So, and 14 years in between is quite some time. But once we started writing and I heard the material that we were, coming up with, then it just kind of abolished all fear. And then when we hooked up with the producer Brian Dobbs, we sat down to talk about it, and he was seeing eye to eye with us and respected us as musicians and liked our music, and I definitely have respect for him for a producer, and he he translated, excuse me, what we wanted to hear. You know, we basically wanted a lively sounding album that was big but not unbelievable. You know, and it just got real, you know, powerful, strong, believable production. You know, that's what we like, with a lively feel.
Okay, so I suppose all the shows you have done before the recording sessions helped a lot to have this feeling?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's, yeah, the crowds have just been wonderful, and they've, you know, inspired us to come up with this album, you know. It's just, yeah. Cheers.
Okay, so for you, is this album representing the little period of time since you are back, or maybe all the 14 years of frustration and ideas?
I'd just definitely say 14 years. Even prior to that, I'd say, you know, right now we're older and we could even look at life now different than we could even back then. So I'd say it's even prior to Ultraviolence. It's just how we translate our life experiences now and what we can put into the writing, lyrically and everything. Just, yeah, we mean it.
Okay, to listen to the album, we have the impression that it's still the band, but for me it was with a more rock approach. So do you agree with this kind of description?
I definitely say, you know, we all, in the downtime, we all did have our different bands going. Like, you know, I know they had the organization for a while. I had a band called Silver Circus for a while that was more kind of art rock. And then after that, me and Rob and Andy had Swarm, which is just more blatant rock, you know. And then Dennis had a punk rock band called Big Shrimp. And so we'd all been playing music, and we all listen to so much different types of music within us. And we all just brought our own little influences to the band, but, you know, trying to still remain true to Death Angel in the name. So I think it's just still very powerful. You know, even the rock and roll, like the more rock and roll-y kind of riffs on it, it's kind of really, you know, powerful. It's over just like an aggressive beat and, you know, with just aggressive singing and good topics. Yeah. There's punk and hardcore influences and early metal influences and that is Death Angel. It's a Death Angel record all the way.
And yeah, for me the good point was maybe to be happy to discover new things, because it's still Death Angel,
Absolutely.
But there are new influences. So we can hear some riffs, or maybe some solos, or maybe some screams that are reminding us the whole CDs, but there is the new touch.
Yeah.
So by now, how will you answer to a young guy that will tell, oh, Death Angel, this whole band?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I'd say with that in mind, I think just a lot. We're fortunate enough that we started so young, though, that we come back and, you know, we don't look like old men. So that's fortunate for us. And also, I think that there's really something, you know, for anyone who likes aggressive, powerful music on this album, that I think there's something for all of them, you know. All right. So, yes. I think there's something, you know, anyone who likes aggressive, powerful music, I think, you know, will be surprised by this. You know, and it's got a fresh, urgent sound that I think, you know, can't really pinpoint an age on it, which is nice.
And will you talk about the new Death Angel as a thrash metal act?
We definitely remain true to our roots. I mean, we wanted to also, you know, pay homage to, you know, bands that inspired us. You know, there's a lot of influence. When we went to write for it, you know, we consciously wanted to write a Death Angel album. We even, you know, went back to listen to stuff that we, you know, listened to way back when. Like, we definitely really listened to a lot of, you know, a lot of early Maiden, a lot of early Priest, a lot of early Motorhead, a lot of, you know, just early Scorpions, you know, stuff like that really inspired loudness and tell you the truth, and a lot of Death Angel, just to remain true to the sound, you know, and be able to interpret it right. So, yeah, it's got its thrash elements. I mean, it opens with Thrown to the Wolves, which is probably the most Ultraviolence era remnants of a song on the album, but it's also the last song we wrote for the entire album, you know. So.
Okay, the fifth song, The Devil Incarnate, is maybe for me the most surprising mood in the album.
Yeah.
So was it a special state of mind to compose this particular song?
Yeah, actually, you know, it's right now. I'm just, you know, I fall in love with different songs on the album, but right now I just love that song so much. And Rob actually wrote it lyrically, music wise, from the beginning to end, and presented it to the band, and we were just like, wow, yeah, you know, just a rough demo of him, you know, playing, and yeah, and then the more we started putting it together, it just kind of grew into this colossal beast that it is. But yeah, we're so fond of that song. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And do you think it will be a kind of future direction for the band?
It's hard to say. You know, our direction is always going to be, you know, what we are. You know, there's going to always be powerful and fast, and, you know, with the ability to do harmonies and whatnot. So it's just, you know, we always tried to have a well-rounded, you know, album, even way back when, you know, diversity on it. So it could be, you know, just another influence as far as a whole direction of writing songs like that, you know. We'll have to see.
Okay, on Spirit, this is Andy on the
vocals.
voice.
Yep.
So how do you feel to have a drummer singing while you are the maybe all-time singer of the band?
Oh, I think it's great. It's the first one he's sang the lead vocal on any Death Angel album, and it's like early influences that we like, bands we like do that. You know, it's pretty rare that any other band in metal does that anymore. But, you know, bands we grew up listening to, it's like, we like Queen, you know, they had Freddie Mercury, Roger Taylor, and Brian May all sang, and then, you know, but Freddie was obviously the singer. And, you know, same with Kiss, same with the Beatles, you know, bands that like that, they were diverse. Even Stones have, you know, some where Keith Richards sings. That's the kind of music we like, the cool bands that have, you know, support. So, yeah, no animosity, support. I love him.
Okay, I'm afraid we have no time left, so
by the gods.
if I give you the CD, maybe to make us a presentation, what will be your words, having the CD to show to the people?
Exactly. Death Angel, The Art of Dying. This is the promo copy. So the actual album comes out on the 27th. Different artwork and more photos. And it's a wonderful display of powerful music. Enjoy.
Perfect.